Hi, today we are going to talk about the 8 mistakes that are often made when packing your bug out bag for emergencies. Stick with us and see what you're doing right and what you might be doing wrong. Hi, this is Vicki with the 411. Welcome back. And if this is your first time watching, welcome. I hope you've taken the time to subscribe and share with your friends and family and helping your neighbors all get prepared for whatever emergencies might come your way. Today, we're going to talk about 8 mistakes that are often made in your bug out bag. But let's quickly go over our categories for this week first. In our food, it says go back to week 4 and see what you need to catch up on. It was a lot of and ors that week. So it was 30 pounds of wheat and or 10 pounds of cornmeal and or 3 pounds of rice and or 16 ounces of peanut butter per person. So rice is easy to store in these type of bags or in jars or in cans. I bought my wheat at like 50-pound bags and canned them in cans like this. I do want to let you know that Thrivalist, that owns several different food companies, they're having a big 50% off sale on their hard wheat. There's red wheat and white wheat, and it's organic wheat, and they're paying free shipping. So I'll put a link to that in the description if you need to stock up on some wheat. But wheat, rice, or cornmeal, my cornmeal comes in 2-pound bags, so it says I need to have 5 of these. So peanut butter, I told you about peanut butter, how it says 16-ounce things, and that's what these are because they're lighter weight to haul around, and you don't have to worry about once you open it, it going rancid because you're probably going to eat it. If you're in an emergency situation, you're going to want all of that. Okay, so that's our food. In our household items, it says 25 pounds of kitty litter. We just had that a while back, but we're getting ready to go into the bad weather season for a lot of areas. I know some places start getting their first snows in September. Today's September 1st. Happy Labor Day. So let's get that kitty litter on hand for that. In our 72-hour kits, it says to use get hand sanitizer or handy wipes. I store these kind of things because they're easy to pack in both backpacks. It's easy to put in pocketbooks, glove boxes, um, carry any type of hand solution that you can spray on your hands to just, flu season's going to be right around the corner. Let's be prepared now instead of waiting until everybody gets sick. In our emergency cash, we're going to add another $30 this week. I counted through mine and I evidently missed a week. So it's harder to catch up than it is to stay on top of it. So let's just plan for that every week and know you've got to put that money aside. And if you're doing it, you're doing a great job. Under the family prep, we want to take a family hike for about 12 blocks. You'll understand why when we talk about more of the mistakes that are making in our backpacks. Um, 12 blocks is just a little over a half of a mile, not quite 2 miles. So just practice that with your family and have a good time. Enjoy. Pick a good day where there's some good weather. And then our water, we're adding $10 more to our future water storage. So that's it for those things. But I want to talk, the information I'm getting this mistakes from is from a company called Legacy Freeze-Dried Foods. They also, I bought some of their foods, but their pouches, the meals in a pouch, are ones that you have to cook on, bring your water to boil, cook it for 15, 20 minutes. And I don't prefer that kind because if I'm in an emergency where I don't have power, which is most emergencies we have, in fact, um, just last week we woke up and we didn't have power, and it was because a car accident hit a power pole and we were out of power. So that's the major emergencies that we face, is that we don't have power. And if I don't have power, I don't want to use my butane stove and all that butane for 20 minutes when I'm cooking a meal, when I can use my USB port in my solar panel and I can boil 2 cups of water in a matter of a couple of minutes. So that's my preference. Anyway, this came from Legacy Foods. It says whether it's wildfire evacuations, hurricane warnings, or chemical spills, Thousands of families face evacuation orders every year. An evacuation bag can save you time, stress, and maybe even your life, but only if you pack it right. Many people make simple mistakes that turn their carefully planned bag into dead weight or leave them missing critical supplies. Here are some of the most common go to bag mistakes, and we want to try to avoid them. First one is choosing a bag that screams, I have supplies. Um, it says bright colors and tactical looking bags might seem like a good choice, but they make you stand out. When everyone else is going without, you don't want to advertise that you're carrying anything but a few supplies in an everyday backpack, not food, water, and some helpful gear. So, what you need to do instead is pick a plain backpack, gray, black, brown. Mine's a dark burgundy, my husband's is blue. Designed for hiking and that it's comfortable when filled. The same amount of weight in a flimsy string bag or a cheap book bag will strain you more, and you'll end up throwing things away just to make your pack lighter. Avoid anything with military patches, bright reflective strips, or obvious outdoor brand logos. Yeah, you don't want to scream, hey, I'm prepared. Look at everything in my backpack, because you're going to get conked over the head and someone's going to steal your bag. Um, so here's my backpack. Simple. I don't think it's screaming. I've got supplies in here at all. It just looks like I've thrown a few things in my backpack and I'm ready to go. Next thing on the list is packing like you're moving out forever. The biggest mistake people make is stuffing their bag with whatever they can fit in it. If you can't carry your bag more than 20 minutes, it's too heavy. And in an emergency, you might have to walk a long way or need to move quickly. What to do instead? Keep your bag under 20% of your body weight. So, for an average man, maybe a 200-pound man, you don't want your back to be over 40 pounds. My back weighs about 23 pounds, and I've walked with it and I can manage it. So, practice carrying in that. We do that in our weekly things. Sometimes I take our hike and take it with your pack so that you can get used to having that little bit of extra weight. The third thing is packing too little or too much. People tend to go to extremes with their emergency supplies. Some pack a few energy bars, bottle of water, extra socks, and call it good. Others try to pack things for every possible scenario. The same thing happens with medical supplies. Either it's just band aids or it's enough supplies to perform surgery. What to do instead? At a minimum, focus on the basic needs to reach your destination. Shelter, you want to have your appropriate clothing and some socks, dry socks, and good shoes, maybe a rain poncho. Water, carry as much water as you can, but water's heavy, but as you go and you're drinking water, you're losing weight in your pack. Foods, you want calorie dense options like nuts, dried foods, and energy bars, something that gives you some get up and go. Light, you want a reliable flashlight with some spare batteries. I'm not talking about a great big light either, just something to help you get through areas. You need your waterproof matches or a lighter, first aid, pain relievers, band aids, antiseptics, prescription medication, supplies for cuts and minor burns, miscellaneous phone charge, cords, hygiene items, and things like that. And a whistle is always good. Number 4, packing gear you don't actually need. That's a good mistake. The only thing people should include that weighs a lot is the water, since the more you drink, the lighter your pack becomes. Multifunction tools with 47 gadgets, survival radios, and fancy gadgets might seem useful, but they often just add weight. Every item should serve a purpose and be as light as possible. What to do instead? Stick to the basics. Add simple knife and a multi-tool that you can actually know how to use, and keep spare comfortable shoes tied to the outside of your backpack. That leaves more room inside. Number 5, forgetting paperwork and cash. We've talked about that. Identification, cash, and important documents are serious problems, and you need for accessing help, identifying yourself, and insurance. What to do instead? Keep copies of your ID, insurance cards, bank information, and emergency contacts in a waterproof bag with you. Include some cash in small bills, 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s. Work better than hundreds when services are limited. Take photos of important documents and store them on a USB drive or in cloud storage that you can access from any device. We've gone through that. Number 6, forgetting repair and maintenance supplies. Things break. A torn backpack strap or a broken flashlight can turn manageable situations into a real problem. What to do instead? Pack duct tape, and it says you can wrap the duct tape around a pencil because their rolls start big before they even add tape on it. So I'm gonna do some of that on mine. Wrap it around a pencil to save space. Use zip ties, use super glue and spare batteries. Have some paracord. Include a small sewing kit that's on our list. These simple items are light and can fix most gear problems that you'll face. Number 7, never actually using or updating your pack supplies. An emergency is not a time to check for missing pieces or read a complete manual. Many people pack their bag and never touch it again until they need it. What to do instead? Go through your bag regularly and refamiliarize yourself on what's in there. Refresh gear knowledge and update your supplies every 6 months and replace expired items. Clothes, seasons change, things like that. Food expires. You need it. That's why we talk about now's a good time to refresh and update, replace. Remember, seasons change and extra weather appropriate gear can change. Last one, number 8, making one bag the master bag. Many families make the mistake of putting all the important items in mom or dad's backpack while packing the kids' bags with just snacks, clothes, and a few toys. This seems logic until you realize that emergencies can be chaotic. Families can get separated by crowds, different walking speeds, or unexpected obstacles. What to do instead? Each go to bag should include water, food, first aid supplies, flashlight, cash, and copies of important documents in every bag. Yes, this means some duplication and extra weight, but it's worth it. If someone steals a bag when you are not looking, or a 12-year-old gets separated from the family, his bag needs to have more than just gummy bears, coloring books, and a change of clothes. So, getting your basic evacuation bags right. Says the best emergency go-to bag is one you can carry, contains supplies you know how to use, and gets updated regularly. Start with the basics and add items based on your specific situation or local risk. Remember, your go-to bag isn't meant to solve every possible problem. The goal isn't to hardcore wilderness survival, nor is it grabbing whatever you can take with you. It is being ready enough to move quickly and confidently until you get to a safer destination and can figure out your next steps. That is probably the most important line right there. It is to help us to get to that next step. And then you reassess and see where you can go from there. I'll try to get a link to this particular article on my descriptions. I might be able to get it in a PDF and put it on a document that you can download, but I thought it was very valuable and I wanted to share that with you. Thanks for watching. Keep up the good work. Keep your go-to bags ready and ready to go. Sometimes that may be all you have time to grab. Um, but thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and get your family and neighbors in on this journey with you. This is Vicki with the 411. We'll see you next week.